Hôm nay chúng ta sẽ tìm hiểu một lịch sử rất là đặc biệt mà nhiều người chưa biết về Việt Nam, về quốc gia đầu tiên về Việt Nam trao đổi giao thương, văn hóa và để lại ảnh hưởng rất là quan trọng cho nước mình. Đó là Bồ Đào Nha. Chính tại nơi đây 500 năm trước, Bồ Đào Nha là nước châu Âu đầu tiên đã bắt đầu quan hệ với Việt Nam. Tháng 8 năm 1516, theo lệnh của vua Bồ Đào Nha Dom Manuel thứ nhất, thuyền trưởng Fernão Pérez de Andrés, người đồng thời là thương gia và nhà ngoại giao Bồ Đào Nha, đã rời đảo Malacca của Bồ Đào Nha để khám phá Trung Quốc. Nhưng đoàn thám hiểm buộc phải thay đổi hướng đi vì một cơn bão và họ đã đến vương quốc Champa thuộc vịnh Cochinchina vào giữa tháng 9. Fernão Pérez de Andrés đặt chân lên bờ để tìm nước ngọt và báo cáo về đời sống người dân tại đây. Sau ấn tượng đầu tiên, Fernão Pérez đã ra lệnh cho các thủy thủ tặng quà cho người dân bản xứ, cố gắng làm dịu các xung đột có thể xảy ra và thiết lập mối quan hệ với họ. Fernão Pérez tiếp tục cuộc thám hiểm của mình, nhưng ông không thể đi đến Trung Quốc. Ông dừng chân tại đảo Côn Sơn trên bờ biển phía nam, hiện tại thuộc quần đảo Côn Đảo của miền Nam Việt Nam. Người Bồ Đào Nha đặt tên Côn Sơn là Viking Pulau Condor, từ tiếng Mã Lai Pulau Condor. Côn Sơn hay Pulau Condor không có người ở vào thời điểm đó, nhưng đó được các thủy thủ nhớ đến vì nguồn nước ngọt tươi mát, gà, chim, rùa cùng các loại và vô cùng đa dạng. Trong một những tài liệu tiếng Bồ Đào Nha đầu tiên về Việt Nam được viết bởi tu sĩ Dominican Gaspar de Cruz. Gaspar de Cruz là một nhà truyền giáo ở Malacca và ông quyết định du lịch đến Trung Quốc để tìm hiểu về vương quốc nổi tiếng này. Trong chuyến đi của mình, ông đã đến vịnh Cochinchina để lấy nước ngọt và nghỉ ngơi. Ông mô tả đó là một quốc gia vĩ đại với rất nhiều dân và người giàu có. Quan hệ giữa Bồ Đào Nha và Việt Nam luôn thiện chí và hòa bình, trái ngược với Trung Quốc, Nhật Bản, Hoa Kỳ và Pháp luôn luôn muốn thực miền hóa hoặc chiếm Việt Nam. Bồ Đào Nha không có ý định đó và tìm cách để phát triển quan hệ và thương mại giữa hai bên. Đó là sự thật. Năm 1557, sau khi thành lập Trung tâm Thương mại Chiến lược Bồ Đào Nha tại Macau, quan hệ Việt Nam-Bồ Đào Nha đã được tăng cường. Cảng Hội An là nơi thường xuyên lui tới của các thương nhân đến từ Macau. Khi triều Nguyễn quan tâm đầu tư vào vũ khí tiên tiến, đặc bác Bồ Đào Nha từ Macau đã được chuyển đến Hội An. Vào khoảng tháng 12 hàng năm, các chuyến thám hiểm từ Macau đến Hội An sẽ được thực hiện để các thương nhân mua lại đường, gia vị, gỗ và các hàng hóa khác. Macau Việt Nam rất quan trọng đối với thương mại biển Bồ Đào Nha. Sau này, với các cửa hàng Bồ Đào Nha được mở tại Hội An, Bồ Đào Nha đã kinh doanh với người dân địa phương của Hội An, Trung Quốc, Nhật Bản và các thương nhân khác tại đây. Các thương nhân Bồ Đào Nha nhập khẩu đồng, trà, gốm sứ và các hàng hóa khác từ Trung Quốc, trong khi bán đường tinh luyện Việt Nam sang Ấn Độ và lụa và gỗ sang Hà Lan. Một bằng chứng văn hóa quan trọng khác mà người Bồ Đào Nha để lại là bảng chữ cái tiếng Việt hiện nay. Francisco de Pina là người đầu tiên dành thời gian để học tiếng Việt. Ông hoàn toàn thông thạo và cảm thấy yêu ngôn ngữ này sau khi tiếp xúc với người địa phương. Từ đó ông xác định mục tiêu của mình là chuyển bản chữ cái truyền thống của Việt sang chữ Latin. Nhờ vậy và sau cái chết tình cơ cờ của ông ở tuổi 40, những cuốn từ điển song ngữ đầu tiên đã được xuất bản bởi các nhà truyền giáo Bồ Đào Nha Gaspar do Amaral và Antonio Barbosa. Thật không may, bản thảo đã mất tích. Công giáo chính là ảnh hưởng mạnh mẽ nhất mà người Bồ Đào Nha đã để lại Việt Nam. Thông qua các nhà truyền giáo dòng tên, họ đã thành lập một số cộng đồng công giáo và xây dựng hàng chục nhà thờ. Hầu hết được xây dựng bằng vật liệu địa phương nhưng với kiến trúc Bồ Đào Nha đặc sắc. Nhà thờ Công giáo Hội An được xây dựng vào thế kỷ 20 với những tấm bảng đề cập đến tên của linh mục Francisco de Pina và sự hiện diện của ông tại hòn đảo, nơi ông đặt chân đến vào năm 1516 tại Cù Lao Chàm. Hiện nhà cổ Hội An là kết quả của ảnh hưởng kiến trúc Bồ Đào Nha. Người Hội An, lối kiến trúc Bồ Đào Nha còn được thể hiện rõ qua di tích nhà thờ Tam Hòa tại Đồng Hới, Quảng Bình, được xây dựng vào năm 1887. Đây là một trong những xứ đạo đầu tiên trong lịch sử Công giáo tại Việt Nam. Toàn bộ kiến trúc của nhà thờ đều lấy cảm hứng từ phong cách kiến trúc của Bồ Đào Nha. Tuy nhiên, từ giai đoạn 1964 trở về sau, nhà thờ phải hứng chịu những trận bom đạn từ quân đội Mỹ nên hiện tại đã bị hư hại nặng nề. Thế kỷ 16 và 17 là kỷ nguyên vàng của quan hệ văn hóa và thương mại giữa Bồ Đào Nha và Việt Nam, bao gồm thỏa thuận thương mại, giới thiệu công giáo và quốc ngữ. Francisco de Pina là người đầu tiên chuyển sang bản truyền thống của Việt Nam qua chữ Latin. Hôm nay chúng tôi đang làm sống lại kỷ nguyên vàng của mối quan hệ hòa bình và khi giới thiệu chương trình thị thực vàng Bồ Đào Nha, giải pháp cư trú hàng đầu thế giới tại châu Âu, mang đến cho quý vị cơ hội đầu tư quốc tế thông minh và lối sống châu Âu tuyệt vời cho bản thân và gia đình. Bằng cách kết hợp quý vị với quỹ đầu tư Bồ Đào Nha được lựa chọn kỹ lưỡng, quý vị sẽ có được một khoản đầu tư an toàn, mang lại thu nhập ngoại tệ, quyền công dân và cư trú tại khối Schengen châu Âu, cũng như sở hữu quốc tịch Bồ Đào Nha. Golden Visa là chương trình di trú của chính phủ dành cho công dân nước ngoài với mức đầu tư là 350.000 euro. Đây là con đường đơn giản và ngắn nhất cho giới nhà đầu tư ngoài có được quyền cư trú châu Âu, đồng thời mở cánh cổng cho họ nhập quốc tịch châu Âu cho bản thân nhà đầu tư, vợ, chồng và con. Lợi thế dành cho nhà đầu tư khi tham gia chương trình Bồ Đào Nha là mức đầu tư 350.000 là lợi thế và một thấp nhất của châu Âu. Không giới hạn tuổi, yêu cầu về ngôn ngữ hay trình độ giáo dục. Thủ tục hồ sơ đơn giản nhất so với các chương trình khác và thời gian xử lý hồ sơ nhanh chóng. Yêu cầu đơn giản về nguồn tiền đầu tư. Du lịch miễn thị thực, sinh sống, học, làm việc tại khắp 26 nước Schengen châu Âu. Và cuối cùng, quốc tịch Bồ Đào Nha cho quý vị và cả gia đình. Quý vị có thể thành công dân toàn cầu và của châu Âu qua cái cách nhanh nhất và thông minh nhất qua dịch vụ của chúng tôi từ A tới Z. Xin tham gia buổi.
Hello, good morning everyone. Thank you for tuning in. This is Strang from Young Global's communication team. Please let me know in the comment if you can hear me very clearly. And so I just noticed that The video when we displayed it for you all is a little bit choppy, so I want to say that apologize for that, as the internet lately in Vietnam is pretty bad. And so let's get started on our live stream today. I'm really happy that I can be with you today, and I see that there's some comment already rolling in. And so thank you very much for joining our how to get second citizenship and investment back in 2021 smart passive investment setup. So thank you very much for joining our live stream today. So as you know that over the years, we market ourselves as a business expert, but in the same time, on the same note that we also do immigration programs and helping individuals and families around the world relocated. So some of the program that we do, and some of you already know that is first is the EB5 investment visa program to obtain the US residency, the E2 3D investor visa through the Grenada program. Third is the L1A intra-company transfer visa program. And we also do some of the citizenship by investment programs such as Canada, Greece, Germany, France, Turkey, and Australia. And in today's live stream, our main focus would be Portugal Golden Visa. And I'm really happy that I would like to introduce you today, Attorney Ken Yoon, that he will join us and as the main expert, immigration expert, to share with you about this amazing program. So please stay with us and get to know how you can get a second citizenship, get your investment back in 2021. This is a perfect and smart passive income investment setup. So please stay tuned with us. So Attorney Ken Yoon, thank you very much for joining our live stream today.
Great. Thank you very much, Jang. As always, it's exciting to talk about some of our programs, but also to do a live stream, because I know that we've been doing a lot more live streams, and based on the audience reaction, you really enjoy it. It's interactive. It's fun. Thank you, Jang, for doing the presentation last week regarding things that are fun, interesting, and a little bit weird in Vietnam. Me as a foreigner living in Vietnam, it's also very enjoyable to hear a lot of that, the questions by all the audience, Mateo, and many of our followers. So today it's a little bit more of a serious note, because we're talking about immigration, talking about families, but Jang and I will try our best to make it interesting, lively, and also get to all your questions today. So thank you very much for having me, Jang, and looking forward to share with our audience about some of the amazing international programs, but specifically about Portugal.
Great, thank you so much. So let's get started on our main topic today. So maybe you want to start first, Attorney Ken Yoon, get our audience to know a little about the Portugal Golden Visa program and what are the benefits.
Okay, great, Jack. So if you can help me just share the slides, and I will just share a little bit about Portugal. We've made many videos about Portugal, about the climate, about the people. So if Jan can just put up the slides for me, I will get into it and discuss a little bit about Portugal. And then after that, of course, we want to hear your comments and your thoughts. If you've been to Portugal, if you've lived there yourself as well, and if you have thought about it as a second citizenship. So today's YouTube, we're focusing mostly on, Jan, if you can just go straight to the Portugal slide, slide number 8.
Please.
Yeah.
Slide number 8.
Yes. Right. So if you've been to Portugal and you enjoy it, then this would be really great for you. So if we can just do a quick the video of Portugal on the full screen for the audience to see, and you can see how amazing and beautiful this place is. And then I will discuss a little bit more about the details of why we at Yoon Global really love this program, and many of our clients from Thailand to Singapore to US, Americans as well, and then also Vietnamese who are doing the program right now. So Jang, if you can just share some number 9 and just a little video full screen for us? And
Okay.
Chang, we're not able to see the video moving.
You not be able to see the video?
Yeah, is it on full screen yet?
Oh yeah. It's better to be this way.
Okay.
Yeah, because when I go full screen, I cannot see how is the display on the screen.
Okay. Right. So really, the purpose of this is to show the history, the culture, the landscapes, the beautiful sea of Portugal. As you know, Portugal was one of the uh, countries that explored the world, one of the first ones, along with Spain, to explore the world, to break outside of their European roots. And as you know, there are many countries around the world that speak Portuguese. Especially, you got the Portuguese West Indies, you had Asia, but then you also have South America, you have Brazil. So Portuguese is a well-spoken language around the world. Okay, great. And of course, the beaches. You can't go wrong with the beaches in Portugal, as it has a lot of coastal beach, and it's along the Atlantic Ocean. A little bit colder than the Pacific Ocean, but of course, you can still enjoy it, the blue waters. So great. So let me go into a little bit about Portugal and some of its benefits. To slide 10, please. And Zhang, if you can just make sure that the people, if you guys can help us give a comment that you can see the screen clearly, you can hear us clearly as well. Okay. So, I'm just going to talk briefly about the three main overview of the country itself, some of the demographic information. Of course, the second part is the quality of life. It's important that you know what you're getting into and how you're going to live. And then the third is how you're going to survive and what is the economy like, whether you can bring your business to Portugal or you just want to retire in Portugal. So depending if you have family or you do not. So we're going to start at the beginning at the overview of Portugal itself. But as you can see from the picture there, it's quite an amazing place. It's extremely beautiful right along the coast and some of the cliff houses. Great. So if you look at Portugal, one of the best quality of life in Europe and possibly around the world, because it's extremely peaceful. There are 10 million people in Portugal and 5 million who live outside of Portugal. So roughly 15 million people who have Portuguese citizenship. And the program for the Golden Visa program started in 2013. It's quite recent, but it's had a lot of interest all around the world. Okay. And of course, from a friendly standpoint, the Portuguese have been exploring the world for a long time. And they started exploring Vietnam in 1505. So you're looking at over 500 years of history in Vietnam itself. The video we showed earlier regarding Cù Cham Island in Hoi An that's where the port where the Portuguese first came into Vietnam, and Father Francisco de Pina helped with the language translation from Latin, and then created the Vietnamese language, and then Father Alexander de Rhodes took over after that to continue to develop the language. So Vietnam and Portugal have a long history dating back over 500 years. The third thing that's really important generally about Portugal is the ability to travel all around the world. because Portugal has such good relationships diplomatically, economically, and socially with the world, and the fact that 1/3 of the Portuguese citizens live abroad, right? Imagine that 33% of your people live abroad. That Portugal is the number 6 strongest passport in the world based on the passport index. And Portugal allows you to travel to over 186 countries now around the world, so that you can, with visa free or visa upon entry. So pretty much you can go almost anywhere in the world, not having to worry about, do I need to go get a visa? Do I need to ask for permission? Can I just go? So chances are you have a 90% chance that you can get to that country and enjoy it for at least 90 days. So the power of the Portuguese passport is number 6 in the world. Next slide, please. And just in case, if you're not so strong in geography and you don't know exactly where Portugal is, right on this map, this is a map of Europe, and Portugal is in Western Europe. If you see the red sliver on the bottom left-hand corner, that is Portugal. So as you can see, half of it is on all beach and ocean front cliffs. So very similar to California. I know many of you are from California. I am as well. So we really enjoy the coastline, from sandy beaches to rocky and cliff houses. So those create a lot of beautiful sights. So to the right or east of Portugal is Spain. And then you have France, you have Italy to the right of that. All the way across, you have Turkey, and then to the north. So it's quite centrally located. And the most beautiful thing, is part of the 26 countries of the Schengen region. So if you're a Portuguese citizen, you can go to all 25 remaining countries, live, work very easily because they have the agreement. The only difference and the change recently is regarding Great Britain or England, whereby you would need to get a visa for to go, and it's a little bit separate. But it's still very easy for the Portuguese in order to travel to England and then to get a work permit to stay and work. So next, please. Okay. Geography is critically important. When I pick a place to live, I want to make sure the weather is good. The people are nice. So as I stated before, the weather is between 8 to 23 degrees Celsius. Me being from Orange County, and I know some of you are as well, it's some of the best weather in the world. It's not too cold. It's not too hot. You can always get to the beach. And having the geography that Portugal has is very easy. And stated 10 million people are population internally, and then 5 million outside. And then geography, you can get anywhere in Europe in roughly about 4 hours. And of course, you can also fly across the Atlantic Ocean to get to the US. New York is about 9 hours away. You can get there. And then if you really want to go further away to Southeast Asia, you can get there in about 13 to 14 hours. So you're just a stone's throw away from getting around the world and being able to see everything you want. Africa is less than 7 hours away. If you look at the tip of Africa, some of the Morocco, Egypt, and if you want to get further south to South Africa, Rwanda, or go to Kruger's National Park, it's probably 10 hours away. Okay, geographically, on the global stage, it's very, very convenient. Next, please. Okay, what is more important than geography? Food. Food and travel. So if you look at these two pictures next to each other, you might think you're in San Francisco, right? The picture on the right sure looks like the Golden Gate Bridge. And then the picture on the left maybe looks like a bridge in Budapest, Hungary, or from New York. So every single great city in the world must have a stream or a lake or a ocean or a bay. And the great thing is that Lisbon, the capital of Portugal, has all of that. And you're actually looking at pictures of Lisbon, or Lisboa in Portuguese. And that is their own red bridge, and that is also another crossing bridge. So let's get into some of the food. Okay, so this is called a bifana. Bifana is simple for sandwich. And if you look at, and I know some of our audience is Portuguese as well, because I know especially Moses, if you're watching, thank you so much. I know you're Portuguese, and then Diego as well. And then, of course, our VP of Marketing Communications and co-founder, Mr. William Dos Santos, is Portuguese. Unfortunately, he was not able to join us today, but I know that he'll be able to help answer questions as well. And then maybe in the future, because only our marketing team only exists because of Mr. William, and he loves Portugal. That's why we're doing this great program. So the bifana is a simple sandwich, and this is targeted towards the Vietnamese because the Vietnamese have a sandwich that we eat often. You have some fries, you have some grilled onions in there, and then you have some chicken or beef or any other type of meat. So it's very simple, but it's a staple in Portugal. Next. Okay, and then if you're, one of the big concerns is when you travel or you live in another country is, can I speak the language? Can I learn the language? Or do they speak my language? If you are a world traveler or an investor, or you've learned English as your primary language or your secondary language, rest assured that Portugal and the Portuguese are one of the most fluent in English around the world. And the main reason is it's taught at a very young age. And two, the Portuguese are explorers. They've explored the world for many millennia. Thus, they speak English very well, fluently, and with a very easy to understand accent. Thus, you can rest assured that if you're living in any of the big cities in Portugal, that you will be able to interact with young people, with workers, with office employees, and with the elderly in English. Thus, do not worry that you will not be able to communicate and have a full relationship with many of the people of Portugal. Next, please. Okay, so to the second point that we talked about is about the quality of life, right? Portugal, so when you look at quality of life, you look at cost of living, you're looking at universities for your children and schools, and then also about being peaceful, safety and security for you and your family. So I want to let you know that Portugal is the world's best quality of life country, which means that what you get out of the monies that you spend based on your income that you earn and then the expenses. So it's number one in the world in cost of living and what you get out of it. It's number 3 in the world under the Global Peace Index of 2019. One of the safest countries in the world, definitely lowest crime rates. Of course, you have the little things like petty theft in some of the bigger cities, but of course, that happens all over Europe, in France, in Germany, and England. So that's small, but some of the bigger ones, murders or robberies, you can rest assured that Portugal has the top 3 global peace index in the world. And then moving back to education, of course, if your kids are going to live there, you have public schools and private schools. And then it's the top 25 in education in the world. And I think 13 for Europe. So from an education standpoint, your children, they have the 2 of the top schools in finance as well, and economics. So you can definitely see. And another beauty of the school system there is that about 26% or 26,000, roughly about 55% of the students in Portugal will study abroad, which also means that other European students will study in Portugal. So part of the Schengen, many of the students can go. You can study in France, you can study in Germany, in Italy, and many others. So therefore, that's a big reason why so many Europeans, and especially Portuguese, will speak 3 or 4 languages. I believe the average is about 3.3 languages for every European. Okay. So the next point to the quality of life. Next slide, please. Okay, it's about the cost, the living standards. So it's number one in Europe on the cost of living, to having the great beach life. The quality of the healthcare, that is critically important, especially if you are migrating there to live or to retire based on your investment programs on the Golden Visa. It's number 12 in healthcare in the world, right? And you definitely know that Portugal provides free healthcare for all its citizens and the permanent residents. So you, as a new resident of Portugal, will enjoy free healthcare and the 12th best in the world based on that healthcare. Right? And another important factor is regarding the infrastructure. Portugal is number 13 in infrastructure development, and it's very easy to get around from trains to roads to airports and also seaports. So it's number 8 in roads, number 31 in railroads, 29th in air transportation, and 25th in the world in ports. So you're definitely in a highly developed infrastructure, and also that creates a lot of safety. And that's the reason why it's also number 3 in safety as well. Next, please. Next slide, Jen.
Oh yes, I already pushed next slide. And push, yeah, economy.
Okay, I think it. Okay, there we go. It might have been a little bit stuck. Okay, great. Thank you very much, Jang. The final item we want to talk about is regarding the economy. How strong and how robust is the economy? Fortunately, this presentation was actually finished in 2019. Some of these numbers may have changed due to the COVID situation, but I want to let you know that even after the COVID, Portugal has done really well to rebound and to open up their economy. So currently, they are fully back open. The population already reached 70% of their vaccination rates. So now they're fully open, and I can see that the numbers we're going to give you now will be the same ones for then as well. So in 2017, of 100 and so of the 153 countries that were surveyed regarding their business ranking, Portugal ranked number 24. On the about the economy, it is number 20. Sorry, it's about the business environment. It is 29th. And then for innovation, so part of the Golden Visa program, there's another program that helps startup companies in innovation, technology, healthcare, that opens up there in Portugal. So on Global Innovation Index, it's number 32. And then, of course, finally, the competitive index for Portuguese to work globally, compete in the global labor market. It's number 34 out of 141 countries. So if you look at it overall regarding the business climate and business environment in Portugal, then it's a very good economy whereby you can do your startup business. You can run traditional established businesses as well on import, export, franchising of food and beverages, open up a technology company. You can do legal services, professional services, and also banking regulations. So be safe that you can establish a business and a life there. And also, if you just want to find work, that is also available in this very strong economy. Okay, next slide, please.
Yeah.
Okay. So I will stop right here, Jang. Let's talk to our audience a little bit and see what kind of questions they have, what kind of interactions. So we'll bring the slides down, but I'll reference them later, back and forth, so that the people can see. I'm gonna take a little drink of my tea. It's morning here in Vietnam. Okay.
Question, Tony Ken. So we have Kale. He asked about what about good citizenship for cryptocurrency tax?
Okay, great. So so for the cryptocurrency, it depends on where you are going to base your account in. I know with the cryptocurrencies, it's all around the world, depending on where the servers are and what the taxation rates for you, and depending what citizenship you have. And this is one of the main reasons why I feel that Americans, like myself, and the over 4 million Americans living around the world, that it may be beneficial for them to get a Portuguese or another citizenship that is called a territorial tax system, which means you only get taxed in the country that you are gaining the income from, or producing goods and services and selling to the local economy. Then you get taxed. So the reason why there are a few countries I think would be beneficial in order to run your cryptocurrency business, and then the taxation, you got to look at three main factors. One is that country a territorial tax system? Two, what are the cost of living in that country? The lower, the better. And then three, what is the quality of life in that particular country? So I would recommend 3 countries in the world that would be great citizenships for you if you're going to do a cryptocurrency tax. However, Koi, with that said, you might have to give up your U.S. citizenship because the U.S. is a worldwide tax system. So regardless of where you get your income from, you need to report it. But if there's a reason that you can give up that citizenship, here are other ones that I think you should get. One is you should, and this is based on 3 factors I talked about. You can do Portugal because of the 3 reasons: cost of living, standard of living, and also territorial tax. 2 is Vietnam. Vietnam is one of the lowest costs, highest quality of life, ranked number 1 for expats around the world in 2019 and 2020 for expats to live, work, and also retire. And then number 3 would be Thailand. Thailand is a very great place to also live due to the low cost. And I would put a little bonus country too. I would say Grenada. Grenada is also territorial tax. Cost of living is low. You have beaches all around you, and beaches all around you. So those are the 4 countries that I would recommend. But if you have very specific regarding your tax, you might have multiple income streams and such, then you would actually maybe pick one of the other countries. But if you need specific advice, please contact us. Contact at youngbusinessconsulting.com, and we'd be happy to give you a consultation from one of our or multiple our tax and international law experts like myself to be able to craft your international business on cryptocurrency. So thank you very much for the question, Koi. Opening up the best question with some very interesting facts and also legal knowledge. It takes quite a bit of cross knowledge in order to advise on this, but rest assured that we're very comfortable, and I myself have structured many of these deals already. So thank you very much for your question, Koi. Jang, you're still on mute, Jang.
So since we have not much question yet, so do you want to get back to the presentation, Attorney Ken?
Okay, sure.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes. Okay. Great. So I will continue to talk about the Portugal program, but I just want to let the audience knows that in the live stream that we're presenting right now, it's really targeted towards developed countries. Mostly our audience, over 80%, are from the United States, thinking about your second citizenship, whether it be and why Portugal would be a good fit, as it has everything that America has, and it also has all of Europe. And that is very important for Portugal, for American citizens. And you may be able to get away with your requirements of tax filing. So as an American, myself included, who is still active and of working age, being an American working abroad or living abroad, there are three kind of tax items you should consider or know, and this would help you decide whether you want to get a second citizenship or not, or whether you want to give up your U.S. So there's been a trend, at least amongst the wealthy and the ultra wealthy, to give up U.S. citizenship and just use another citizenship. And this is the reason why we're having this live stream. So for having the second citizenship as an American, it is critical to think about. One is a worldwide tax. So under section IRC 162, you are taxed on all incomes wherever derived, which means that any income you get anywhere in the world is required to report the taxes to the U.S. Whether you have to pay or not depends on if the U.S. and that country has a double tax treaty, or which is anti-double taxation, and then what the exemptions are for international. The second item you need to consider is the Foreign Bank Account Reporting Act, which requires that any American with any foreign bank that exceeds $10,000 as a rolling average for the year must report in their tax returns that this account exists, because the U.S. Regulatory systems requires that the bank must report that to the U.S. government, the FDIC or the Treasury. And then the third item is regarding Foreign Corrupt Practices Act. So any American company or individual working in a foreign country is required or is prohibited from giving any extra monies to any government agencies, mostly government agencies, political figures, or non-governmental organizations for any particular benefit. However, having done business over 10 years around the world and working with clients from countries that you would say, quote unquote, corrupt, such as Vietnam, Thailand, even at times Cambodia, not Singapore, not Japan, Korea, Taiwan, China, and some of the European countries as well, especially Eastern Europe, then those three regulations hinder a lot of the ability for American companies and individuals to live and work abroad. Those are the three considerations of why it may be beneficial. I'm not saying for you to give up your U.S. citizenship, but I'm saying that if you are in a higher tax bracket, or you're having businesses around the world and you're making money and you have high assets, it may be good to think about some of these programs. So with that said, if I can, Jiang, anytime, if the audience has any questions, please, I'd be happy to jump back out of the presentation. We're using it. The purpose of this live stream is not to do a presentation for you. It's a matter of just relaying information. But we want to answer what is the most important to you. Thus, Jiang, if there's any questions from the audience, please just stop me. I'll be happy to answer it, and then go back to the presentation and continue with the information we want to give. Okay?
Yes. So
and of course, you can also ask other questions too. Sorry. Yeah, you can ask other questions as well regarding other programs that we have. Right? United States is our strongest market, but we also do Canada, Australia, Grenada, Turkey, Greece, France, and Germany, as Jiang mentioned before. You can always go to our websites and see all our different citizenship by investment and permanent residence by investment programs. So don't hesitate to ask those questions as well. But yeah, so please, Jiang, I see that we have a question.
Oh, yes, we do. Before we jump into the question, there's some interactive comment from our audience. So thank you, Ed Morris and Sean, for being very early to our live stream. And Sean said, pick 10. So on slide number 10, look a little like what they are building on Full Work. You're right. Yes, Full Work are building cable car. And regarding Full Work, talking is very positive as well. So next Tuesday, we will have a very specific video on massive update on full work sandbox model that you all will really like it. So please remember to tune in for our full work episode. And we have another comment from Victor. Victor said, excellent video, thank you. So thank you, Victor. Very happy that you enjoy our video. And we have a question regarding Châu Tú. Does Vietnam allow you to surrender your Vietnamese citizenship?
Thank you very much, Zhao. So it does allow you to surrender your citizenship. One thing that many citizens around the world, and Vietnam included, is they don't renew their passports if they have another citizenship, or there's a renunciation process where you can renounce your citizenship officially if there are certain obligations that you have. But to be honest, from our 15 years of experience, we do not recommend you to renounce your citizenship unless if you choose, there are certain political or social matters that you have, or if you're going to get a second citizenship in a country that does not allow you to have multiple citizenships. And from our experience, countries that adhere strictly to this are Japan, Germany, and Peru. Even the United States does not force you to give up another citizenship when you enter the U.S. But the short answer, Zhao, is yes, you can surrender your Vietnamese citizenship if you want to, and we'd be happy to help.
Yeah. So we have some comments from Sung Trương saying, enjoy your channel very much, very informative, thank you. And we have Eric say, fabulous landmarks for our slide. And Sung Trương also asked a question, how are you guys holding up during this lockdown? I feel for everyone in Vietnam. How about you, Mr. Ken? How you feel during this lockdown?
So you know what, I am extremely, it's been a long lockdown. It's roughly from April 30th until now. We're going into, 4 months. Month number 4 now, we're in September. So May, June, July, August, September, we're going into our 5th month now. But I actually see the light at the end of the tunnel, Sung. It's looking much better because of the vaccination rates. We've talked about that before. The number of vaccines that we have here, at least here in Ho Chi Minh City, like it's the economic capital. 3 of the wards or the districts in Ho Chi Minh City have been able to go to green zones, and they're going to open back up, allowing for daily operations. And news just came out recently that on the 15th of September, Ho Chi Minh City will start allowing for take-home. So now we can have a plethora of food, drinks, coffee, all the things that the Vietnamese love. So I'm very happy about that. I heard the news and I drove around today to see if anything's open. But to be honest, the regulations are still very tight, which is good because you're allowing people to open, but you have to make sure that we're still protected. So the regulations regarding employees, we'll make another video on that for you as well. But after 4 months of being locked down, I'm feeling optimistic. I feel good about the economy. And also we're hoping that international travel, especially tourism, will come back to Vietnam as well. Because one of the joys of being an international law firm is having your friends and your clients all over the world come to visit you. And of course, because we have our partners in the US, Thailand, and Singapore, we miss them as well, especially Mr. William. We haven't seen him in such a long time. He's such a fun and lovely spirit. So I personally do miss him. And our goal as a team here is to come visit him right after the lockdown is lifted. So with that said, Jang, I want to hear your perspective, slightly different than mine about what are your feelings about Vietnam right now?
Oh, it's really great because things are about to get better. And for June, this Sunday, we will have a video talking about the possible opening day of Saigon. That is very, very exciting with many, many great news. So please look forward to it. And from now on, things will get better. So please, looking forward to our video on Sunday that Mr. Ken present. And move on to the question is we have a comment from Baby saying, great job, guys. Can't wait to Vietnam to open back up. Any ideas when Vietnam opening up for travel? I can answer this question. So it's very interesting question, and I myself is very delighted to say that on October, the Full Sandbox will officially launch, and this time not only Russian tourists are allowed to enter with the sandbox model, but many more. And we will talk very specifically about that on a video next Tuesday. So which means your Monday if you live in the States. So please tune in for our video. That's very interesting video. So thank you. And definitely Vietnam will opening up because the domestic travel are now back, starting growing back to normal. And also commercial international flights back to some of the routes to many destinations in the world already back on track. So that's a very positive sign that Vietnam is opening up again. So please looking forward to our upcoming videos. Very great news.
All right. So our team will take a road trip to Phu Quoc. We will drive and get out there. And we'll see you all in Phu Quoc. I'm excited.
And then we have Friday with Mateo. Lovely audience say he turned 55 yesterday. Happy birthday to him.
Yes, happy birthday, Mateo. Happy birthday. 55 and young and thriving with all your questions. So on behalf of the Young Global team, we definitely want to give a shout out to you and wish you a happy and amazing, fun birthday, because we know that's the spirit that you bring to our team based on your questions and your interaction. So maybe I'll have to tell the marketing team to make a little video for Friday with Mateo as one of our best followers, just to wish you a happy birthday. So look out for that.
Yeah. So we have a very interesting question for you, Attorney Ken. So are the borders open for Americans traveling from Vietnam to Portugal?
Yes, thank you very much, Peter, for the question. Yes, so Vietnam right now actually is not restricting people to leave the country. Many of the foreigners are leaving or going back to their home countries. And also the Vietnamese who want to travel can go out of the country. That's not an issue. Thus, there's no restriction for the Vietnamese to leave the country. Portugal has already opened up. We confirmed that with our partners in Portugal. And so therefore, Vietnamese can travel to Portugal freely. They just need to get a visa. So we expect that all the consulates and embassies to open back up on the 15th of September. They had been closed for the last month and a half to 2 months because in Ho Chi Minh City and Hanoi due to the COVID. But we expect them to be open back up and also taking applications. So whenever that happens and they're issuing visas, we'll be happy to help. If you have a family or a friend in Vietnam that needs to get the visa, we're actually very close to the Portuguese consulate. We've done many videos with them. We've actually interviewed the Portuguese consulate general as well in Vietnam. So if you need help getting a visa for your Vietnamese partner or friend to go to Portugal, please let us know. We'll be happy to help them get the visa. Thank you, Peter.
Yeah. Fantastic. So do you want to still interact with the comment, Attorney Ken, or you do want to back to the Portugal golden visa since we are talking about Portugal?
You know what? I actually like talking to the audience. If we still have some questions or if they're slowing down, we can give them some time.
Yes. So we have a comment. Although that I already give my opinion, or I think it's important to know from your perspective. So when you think Vietnam will open it up, without giving too much information, because that will be for a video.
Sure. So I think there's going to be a 3-phase opening of the Vietnamese government. Currently, right now, we are still in the phase of only foreign experts, investors, and returnees can come back. we're looking at possibly October 15th to open up to some of the other folks to come back, such as TRCs to marriage. And then hopefully next year, first quarter will be commercial and tourism, which is what we would call the new normal. That's all I'm going to say. Please watch our video coming up next week for more detailed analysis of the opening. Thank you, video for Vid.
Yes, so we got a comment from Friday with Mateo that I really relate that he gained 6 kilograms during this lockdown. I gained 2. I gained 2. So during the first 2 weeks of lockdown, I gained 2 kilograms. But thanks to regular exercise, I lost 3 kilograms right now. So back to normal. So I really feel you that we really easy to gain weight during this lockdown. How about you, Attorney Ken? Do you gain any weight?
I think I gained about 6 kilos as well. And it's not muscle mass. I thought it was going to be similar to prison, that you can just work out every day, but the motivation's not there. So I think I gained quite a few kilos as well. I hear you, Mateo, but I'm still going to use my old picture pre-COVID until I get back to pre-COVID, post-COVID. So good luck on the weight loss if you want.
So it's very interesting that we got this question. So from Justin Phillip, I'm trying to get my partner from Vietnam to the States. I think this is very interesting that Attorney Ken can advise you on that.
Sure, great. Thank you very much, Dang. So Justin, for going to the US, we made a video on that as well of how to reunite with your loved ones. And there are a few strategies right now. So one is we can get you the tourist business B1, B2 visa that allows the visit, 1 year multiple entry to the United States. We're processing visas right now in Ho Chi Minh City for many of our clients. That's one way. The second way is you can do a sponsorship for them if you're already engaged or you are married. Then you can do a fiancé or spousal visa for them to come to the United States. And the fact that you use the word partner, I would just simply assume in the case that you are a same-sex marriage, that is permitted as well because federal law allows for same-sex marriage, which immigration law is federal law in the United States. So we are happy to be able to process for you same-sex marriage as well, or you're just using the word partner to be politically correct, and I think that's the right way to do it as well. So either way, heterosexual or same-sex, we would be happy to help you either get the tourist business visa or do the spousal fiancé visa. So please contact us, and we'll be happy to walk you through the assessment, give you the steps, and then also process the paperwork for you in Vietnam. And we can work with your partner anywhere in Vietnam. They don't have to be in Ho Chi Minh City. And we'll walk you through the entire process of sponsoring them to the United States as well. So please send us an email, contact@youngbusinessconsulting.com.
So thank you, Justin. I will comment our email at the right now. And in the meantime, Attorney Ken, we have a comment from Rick saying, do I need a visa to visit Vietnam? And how long is the visa for?
So great, Rick. Like we stated, there are going to be 3 phases of opening up Vietnam. If you come in right now, then you need to actually get a special visa, which is a foreign expert visa or an investor visa. So it's not highly recommended you come in right now for tourism. If your plan is just purely tourism to come in or just to see the country, then I would wait until tourism commercial opens for Vietnam. And I would assume that you are a U.S. citizen. So U.S. citizens can get a 1 year multiple entry visa that is good for 3 months at a time to go to Vietnam. Then you leave and you can come back and you can do multiple visa runs. We have made extensive videos regarding border runs versus visa runs and then how to stay longer in Vietnam. But we would highly recommend for long-term strategies is you either open a business or you get employed by a company to get a work permit and then a temporary residence card, or you can marry a Vietnamese and get a temporary residence card and potentially Vietnamese citizenship. Those are the many options you have right now, Rick. But I guess the best way to do it is just to wait until the tourism commercial opens. Then you can just get a 1 year multiple entry visa into Vietnam. And that is a very simple process. You just work with your travel agency, especially in the Vietnamese communities, they would know how to get that visa for you. But if you need help, we'd be happy to help you as well. Thank you for your question, Rick.
And I think this one is very interesting. Since Sung Trương asked, please share more info about yourself. Can move to Vietnam with your family, kids?
Sure. I mean, I think the purpose of our live stream is to share a little bit more about Giang and myself, our personal lives, things that you can ask us off the cuff, where you get to know us a little bit better. So thank you, Song, for that very personal question. But since we are semi-limited public figures, I'd be happy to share with you. So I actually moved to Vietnam in 2015, and I did not have a family. I was going to enjoy the beautiful country of my birth, and also to run the business here and expand the Yoon Global. And then ever since 2015 until now, I married a very lovely Vietnamese lady. Decided that I would live long term here in 2018, and then we are starting a family. So we're actually planning to do a potential series because there are many Việt kiều men and women who live here in Vietnam who have, I'd say majority are Vietnamese Việt kiều men who marry Vietnamese women. Vice versa is a little bit harder. I can talk more details about the difficulties of the reverse Việt kiều women finding Vietnamese men, but there are some. And we're planning to do a series in the future because many of our friends in Canada, United States, Sweden, Norway, Australia, who think, what is your life like in Vietnam? You've lived there for 5 years, some 10 years. What is it like? And pretty much the series will be based around the normalcy of Việt kiều living in Vietnam, with some of the nuances and differences in living in a Việt kiều family with a Vietnamese wife, and some of the cultural differences, maybe the economic and the social differences living in Vietnam. So we're going to share some of those in case if you think about moving to Vietnam and starting a family and also doing business here and living long term. I think that series will be very good to shed light on life of a Việt kiều in Vietnam. So please look out for that, Sung, and thank you very much for your question.
So thank you, sir. We actually in the marketing team, we're thinking of making a series talking about getting to know each of our team member. So let us know if you guys think that those content, you will love it. As we introduce more about us, what do we like, our personal interests, and to meet many of our team members because they are amazing and very, very great personality. And next, we have a question from implement vaccine passport in the near future. So from my point of view is yes, definitely. With the full work sandbox model is actually the piloted program for the vaccine passport program, whereby if you are fully vaccinated, you can come to full work for travel without having to quarantine. So how about you, Attorney Ken? What do you think?
So I read this morning, Vietnam itself is coming up with a plan, and they've gotten a lot of advice regarding the vaccine passport in Vietnam for internal travel. And then, so Vietnam's first flight to Europe through Vietnam Airlines, and having the people use their Vietnam vaccine passports. And that's been effective and used already. So thus, Vietnam would definitely have a vaccine passport for internal travel. And now with folks who are fully vaccinated, they can travel to Vietnam with only 7-day quarantine instead of 14 or 21 before. So we definitely know that Vietnam's going in the right direction towards vaccine passports and freedom of travel, and then also maybe restrictions on folks who are not vaccinated. Then they would not be permitted to go to certain events, venues larger than X amount of people. The U.S. is implementing this. Many of the European countries, which allows them to open up again. And Vietnam is going in that path. The central government has talked about it, and they are going to present a plan. So Ho Chi Minh City already presented a plan to the central government, but they are also coming up with a plan for 15th of September to announce to all of the people about how you can freely travel, work, and do business in the new normal. So with that said, Vietnam passports will be vaccine passports for Vietnam will be implemented.
Yeah, for sure. And we do have specific videos talking about that. So please tune in for all videos. I already wrote my script yesterday, and those gonna be very, very interesting topic and with great news ahead. So please subscribe and follow our channel. We got Satoris asking that he's saving up for a market survey to Vietnam on the earliest opening. I'm going to pay you a visit, Ken and Jane. Yes, please, whenever you're in Vietnam, we're happy. Pay us a visit. We will leave our office address in the comment section, and if you want to meet us, we will be happy. But let us know beforehand.
Yes, please let us know. We'll be happy to meet you at a coffee shop or any place that you would like.
So Sung Jung asked, how big is your team?
So most of our team is quite small. They're about 45 to 50 kilos. But we have some bigger team members that are about 70 to 80 kilos. So therefore, our team is big and smalls, just like the rapper Biggie Smalls. No, I was just joking with you, Sung. So I know you're talking about numbers, quantity, as opposed to the size and the kilograms of many of our team members. So we are globally, we have 40 team members across the 4 offices around the world, in the United States, in Thailand, Vietnam, and Singapore. We have a team of 10 professionals, including lawyers, CPAs, and marketing professionals. And then we have support staff of about 30 people to support our operations around the world. So any of the offices that you go to, please let us know. We'll be happy to help you. We like the team small and intimate, as we are very friendly, and we spend time with each other, and we hang out, and we drink. So part of a corporate culture is to create an environment that's very welcoming for all our staff. So I would say, I mean, our team is small. So we're about 40 around the world. Thank you for your question. Yeah. And I hope I didn't offend any of our staff. They're mostly in the 40 kilo range. Maybe some of us in 51, 52 kilos. But for me, I'm 77 kilos. So I would say it's a big team. Jang, you're on mute. You're on mute, Jang.
Sorry. So we have Boo Jactor. He tuned in very soon for a live stream today. Lockdown give us more time to exercise. Shouldn't everyone be in great physical condition by now?
What are your thoughts, Jang? Tell us.
I think we are somewhat in good physical condition, somewhat. And among the company, we actually try to implement the push-up challenge to keep us in shape, but I think no one is doing it every day now.
I've been doing it. I've been doing my 25. I actually gave a goal for myself 100 push-ups a day, but I'm only averaging about 60 to 70. I do it in 2 to 3 rounds. So I'm actually doing it. I just don't record it. I feel lazy to record, but under the merit system, Jang, I am doing my push-ups every day.
Respect for you.
Okay.
Okay.
But one thing, Jagter Adventures, I hope that you run a adventure company where you travel and for team building, outdoors, base jumping, or whitewater rafting and things like that. And if you're in Vietnam, please let us know. We would love to, because I always want to test my staff to do whitewater rafting, and the ones that will make it out of it, then they'll come back to the company. The ones that don't, then maybe they weren't meant to work at Yoon Global. So if you have some of those tours, please let us know. I especially like the Dalat 7-course washing machine. I think that always tests whether someone has the stamina to work at Yoon Global. So if you have that, please send us some of your brochures and contacts, and we'll be happy to take a look at it for our team building and survival Yoon Global edition. Or we can call it Afraid and Naked. That's the other fun one too.
Really?
Yeah, there's a show called Afraid and Naked. You should watch it, Jang. It's very funny.
I watch it.
Okay. See, so that'll be a good show too. I think
Okay,
Mr. William would win. He's very tough.
So we have a comment from Friday with Mateo. I have an idea for your company, Ken. Why don't you guys host an annual golf tournament to introduce your services to business leaders in Ho Chi Minh City who play golf? What do you think? Back to you.
That's a great idea, Mateo. I actually, prior to this second or fourth or whatever round of COVID we're in, I was organizing a golf tournament with the Vietnamese Overseas Association. It's supposed to be on June 6th in Nha Trang, but that didn't happen. I do agree with you. I'm an avid golfer, trying to get more of our team members, and many of my friends are golfers. It's a great place to find business owners. Many of my friends are business owners or NGOs or leaders in the community. So we definitely are looking to do something like that. And so if we do, I hope that you join and participate. But we also will be joining other golf tournaments as well that are put on by different organizations. Golf is becoming a tremendously popular sport in Vietnam. With one of the drawbacks is that I don't know if you played in Vietnam before, Mateo, but it's actually very, very expensive due to the lack of options. Because when you play here, you have to have a buggy and a caddy, and then you got the course fee. So you can hardly ever play for less than $100, and you can't carry your own clubs. So therefore you have to tip and all that. But I know in the United States or other countries, you can carry your own clubs, and then you can play for $20, $30, $40 twilight, and you get better exercise. But it's a little bit spoiled in Vietnam right now. Thus, as the sports becomes more popular, then hopefully the prices will go down such that everybody and anybody can play. Rather than right now, it's still a little bit on the expensive side to be able to play golf. But for us here at Yoon Global, we will definitely look into hosting a golf tournament. And of course, the hole-in-one would be a trip to the United States to go visit Mateo. That will be our hole-in-one prize. All right, and then you have to give him a car too, Mateo. So we can work on that.
Thank you for your comment, Friday. Thank you for your comment, Friday with Mateo. And thank you, Robert. We know that you also are a regular watcher for our channel. So thank you for tuning in. And switching gear to Alex Lee, he have a very interesting question. Can you speak briefly on the process to obtain an investment visa as an American at this time?
Sure. Thank you for your question, Alex. So right now, the easiest investment visa to obtain is called the DN4. DN is called the Yuan Yang, or some people call it the DT, Đầu Tư, which is investment visa. So in order to get the investment visa, you need to have two things. One is you need to set up your company or your representative office of your foreign company in Vietnam, and you need a minimum investment of $140,000 US. which is 3 billion VND. That is the minimum requirement to get an investment visa right now, and you can enter Vietnam right away. We've helped, we formed hundreds of rep offices and hundreds of companies for foreigners to come into Vietnam, and we've gotten a lot of investment visas. So if you are interested, we'd be happy to assess the type of business you want to open, let you know what the initial capital contribution is necessary for that business, and then obtain the investment visa for you. So Alex, please email us at contact@youngbusinessconsulting.com. We will send you all the information, including advising you whether you should do a rep office or a company, or an LLC or corporation, and then the process and the proposal for getting the investment visa. So great question. Many of our clients are doing that right now, and we've helped them come into Vietnam to start doing business here. We'll be glad to help.
Yes, thank you for your question. So Friday asked another good question regarding for people who cannot get vaccinated like himself. If you wish to enter Vietnam, do Vietnam leaders will make any special provisions for ones who can take vax for medical costs? And for now, to be completely honest, my dad is actually he cannot take the vaccine as well. So for now, I think from now to the end of this year, when Vietnam reach herd immunity, there should not be a problem for you if you don't get vaccinated and you want to enter Vietnam. So possibly at early of next year, you can come back to Vietnam and test before you departing to Vietnam 72 hours prior to departing. And as long as you test negative, things should be all right. What is your opinion, Attorney Ken?
Yes, thank you, Jang. The only other thing I would add to that is Vietnam is also allowing you, if you actually contracted COVID and then recovered from it, that is also sufficient to allow you to travel under the vaccine passport. Because the studies show that folks who were contracted COVID, recovered, have the same immunity level or higher, which is natural immunity, to the COVID and the different variants of the Delta and the Lambda strands. So with that, showing that you recovered will also allow you to travel, similar to someone who is contraindicated and you cannot get the vaccine.
Thank you for your question. That's a very interesting one. Friday with Mateo. So Easy Life asks, hello, Mr. Young Global. Is food ready to open for tourism on November 1st? So I think will be yes. The answer will be yes, because this morning there's an article from the government saying that all citizens in Phú Quốc are now being vaccinated with the first dose, and during the next 3 weeks until the end of September, they all will be fully vaccinated for all Phú Quốc citizens. So Phú Quốc can open for international tourism on October. So by November, it should have been implemented the vaccine trial already. So yeah, great news for
I
that.
want the easy life too. Phú Quốc, we will all go.
Yeah, we all want easy life.
Yes, easy life. He has a RV in his picture too. So maybe he also does RV life. So buying your own car and trailer that has a bedroom and a kitchen, and you can just travel, stop in any mountain, any beach, any ocean or lake, and enjoy. That is the easy life. Bring that easy life to Vietnam. We'll be happy to hang out with you.
Yeah. So take a look at the comment section. Is there any comment you want to direct specifically, Attorney Ken?
Spearfishing, okay, regarding, I think, so thanks. We'll talk about the charity a little bit. You can also raise money for charity to help the people of Ho Chi Minh who are devastated by the COVID-19. So yes, thank you, Mateo. And as you know, just to reiterate for some of our new subscribers, the Young Global team did, and still with a slight break, the first 20 days of the full lockdown, we did daily meals with an organization serving about 4,000 to 6,000 meals, and our company alone did 500 to 1,000 meals per day with full delivery team to the people. And after that, when the stricter lockdowns began on about August 10th, we had to stop that program and we started switching to buying noodles, boxes of noodles. So up to date, we bought 1,500 boxes of noodles to deliver to the families, which would last for 10 days, each person with one box. So we shifted to that, and now we just help organize a benefit concert in the United States in Orange County and raise 180,000 US dollars for monies to go to ventilators and also PPEs for the frontline workers and medical staff that are helping right now. Those are some of the items. I was just approached by another group to also help fundraise. But Mateo, to be honest with you, I've talked to a few folks, and it's actually getting very stressful economically for many of these folks, both from the donor standpoint and also the folks who are giving out food and doing the charity work. Because for you to sustain giving money and raising monies for 2, 3, 4 months, it's economically straining, and that's not even providing the services as well. So many of my friends are having, the ones who have been doing a lot of charity work, who've raised over hundreds of thousands combined, probably in the millions. They are also running out of energy, running out of resources, and running out of donor base. So that's very difficult right now. That's why we need new blood and new people to help, because it's really not sustainable to be doing charity work for that long, unless if you're an NGO and you have a sustained fundraising efforts. But if everyone is struggling, it's hard to find monies and donations and then provide the work. Nevertheless, we are seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. We're looking at the 15th of September. People can open up their businesses again. They can sell food mostly and start making money to support their families. And that will alleviate some of the need for the pressing emergency charity work in Ho Chi Minh City. But anything helps, and the people really need it. So thank you for your support, and also all our Young Global subscribers' support as well.
Thank you for your question. So I think we already answered most of the question. So, is there any comment you want to talk to, Mr. Ken?
No, I think it's we're in we always try to keep it less than 90 minutes, so I think it's a great time to say thank you, or thank you to Jang for having me and talking to all of our subscribers. Thank you to Alex, Mateo, Dave, Sung, Easy Life, Satoshi, Rick, and all the Justin, Peter, and all the folks who joined today for our live stream. I know we got off a little bit off of a tangent. Our purpose was to explore and talk about Portugal, but thank you for at least continuing joining the program. I know you're interested about Vietnam, but remember, we are an international global law firm and also business consulting firm, so we do outbound immigration programs as well. So if you or your friends have a need or wanted to learn about a second citizenship, such as United States, of course, Portugal, Grenada, Australia, Canada, France, and Greece. In general, we have a program that would fit their needs anywhere from 220,000 US dollars up to 900,000. So if you do, please think about us. Remember us. We've helped hundreds, 112 families achieve the dream of getting second citizenship. So if you have friends, please let us know. And so for me, on behalf of Young Global, I want to say thank you very much for watching our live stream. Thank you, Jang, for being a great host. Thank you to all the great questions. And we look forward to having you watching our videos and our future live streams. And with that said, I want to say thank you, and I'll turn it back to Jang to finish up with everybody. And please take care, enjoy your day, stay safe, and we'll hopefully see you very soon.
Thank you for joining with me today, and I'm very happy to be the host today for this live stream. Thank you all very much for tuning in, and we see you in the next live stream and videos. Thank you and goodbye.